All right, if I didn't show you, this is the main bearing off the car that went bad. So what happened was it spun this bearing. You can see where the bearing's pretty much smoked, and it's, as I drop it, but the sides of it are completely gone. That's what happened. And that's why Drake's getting a brand new engine. By brand new. By brand new, I mean junkyard.
Hi, I'm Drake. Fucking say something stupid. Come on, dude.
Don't bail him out, Alec.
Don't
bail him out.
Please, please.
Alright, so we found contender number 2 here. Engine looks really good, actually. Just some oil leaks and stuff, which is normal. Vacuum pump seals leak on these really bad. But check this out. Has a Keffer Volkswagen oil change sticker in it with 66,000 miles. That's crazy. For one, this person took their car to the Volkswagen dealer to have it serviced. And 2, it's only got 60,000 miles on it. This is like, it's wrecked on the side here, but I don't know if this is, like, if this totaled the car or not. It actually has really nice wheels on it too. This is like, yeah, I don't think we need to look any further. I think this is going to be the one. I can't believe this has 60,000 miles on it. Even the seats are really good in this thing. This is crazy. All right, cool. So this is going to be our one. I think we're going to pull the engine out of this one. Door panels are like perfect. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Unbelievable. What we'll probably do is we'll snatch the timing belt cover back, make sure the belt's not broken, because that would mean it probably need a head, but unreal. Yeah, the head on his engine is good. It just it may have metal shavings in it, so it'd have to be cleaned out pretty well. So that would be the only concern with that, using that cylinder head.
Touchy.
Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. You might have scored big time, dude. Nobody's taking a single thing off this engine.
Should I sit here and gatekeep it?
No. Brought the old trailer up. Hooked up to the Jetta. A little sketchy because the chains kind of drag if I don't run them over the top, but not bad. It's not too far from home, so. Load the engine up on this sucker today. We got our tools. Now we're gonna start pulling this thing apart. Probably have to snatch these front wheels off, just to have a little more space when I'm pulling the axles out. I think we're just gonna cut everything up, drop the or get the engine ready to drop. Then we'll go get an A-frame. Probably snatch the hood off of it so we can lift it out the top. But all this stuff's gonna go. I'll leave as much of this out of my way as I can go. Or get. Kid's had the bumper for a week and he already broke it. Look at this. Look at this. We're just kind of snatching parts off of this this here BPY. Oh yeah, she gonna need a belt. I'm gonna work with this valve cover now. Alright, so here's a little lesson for you TSI and FSI guys. This is your cam follower. It rides inside this hole here on the camshaft. You can see there's grooves actually in the camshaft. It's actually surprisingly not that bad, but we have a good cam anyways, so. And we already bought a new follower just in case, but unfortunately that means on the new motor, we now have to go through everything. We have to reset all the timing, do the new camshaft, and make sure nothing else is damaged from all the metal that went through the engine. Well, here's the A3 next to the old Fast and the Furious Jetta. Nice. If you haven't seen that build, make sure you go check it out. We're gonna walk over to the shop. I'm gonna get the leak down tester. We're gonna walk over there. Most people don't realize the shop is not connected to the warehouse. I mean, it is technically, but there's all these other businesses in between us. So it's not actually the same. People call us all the time asking for the shop, but we're not the shop. So go get the leak down tester from Duncan and see what Curtis is over here. He's working on the next shop DAP car. Video should be coming out on that in the future. Alright, so we got our cylinder leak down tester. We are going to test the cylinders, make sure that it doesn't have bent valves, because we have to replace the cam anyways. So, might as well test all the cylinders. We got a whole bunch of stuff we got to swap over. We need to swap over the chain, tensioner, the actual camshaft, the timing belt, the water pump, because everything that's on Drake's motor is fairly new. It's got like less than 5,000 miles on it. So there's no point to have to replace all that because it's all still brand new. Plus there's a chance that the engine might be bad anyways. So we'll do all that. Then we'll get the engine in the car. And then I think we'll drop the pan. And that's when we'll test to see if the balance shafts on the oil pump are good or bad. Most people don't realize this, but FSIs have a bad problem with the balance shafts coming apart. But we are back. So we got the old leak down tester out. Tested all 4 cylinders, and she's passing. All cylinders are holding pressure, so we don't have any bent valves. Unfortunately, we still got to take this cam out. But now we know the motor's good. Anyways, it's a little distracting trying to film with other people in there, and some people don't want to be on camera, so I have to, give them the respect. A lot of people don't realize, like, we're doing this to help Drake. We're not doing this to make money. We're not really doing it to make fun of anything. It's just kind of trying to help him because he wants his car back. He doesn't want to drive the company car around. He's been driving the R30 Poo, if you follow that build at all, but he doesn't want to drive that car. So he wants to be able to drive his car, which is sitting here. Poor thing, just rotting away. But so let's get back to working on the car. All right, before I was so rudely interrupted with a dead battery, the cam lobe here is bad, so we're going to replace the cam. We're also going to take the chain and the tensioner out of the other engine because they have like less than 5,000 miles on them, and swap them over to this engine before we put it in. We also realized that we're probably going to have to swap the oil pan back off, even though we just sealed it, because it has this stupid sensor. So I guess Volkswagens didn't get that, even though it's got a Volkswagen symbol on it. Because the engine that we got came out of a 2008 Passat. This is a 2008 Audi A3. And they're both the last year of the BPY engine. It's out. Good job, guys. No axle removal. No downpipe removal.
No transmission removal.
No common sense removal. Now we left the mess in Paul's area.
Why didn't I just leave?
That car's not coming out now.
You can? What?
Alright, so a little bit of an update. I forgot my camera yesterday, so I didn't film much. But we pulled the camshaft out of this motor. And we also pulled some various parts off of this motor to put onto the new motor. And we got all this over here. So we got all the timing belt in. I got the cam cage on with the new camshaft. Valve covers on. Timing chain covers on. All this is done. We swapped this piece too because the one that was on his engine had a stripped out top bolt here. So instead of dealing with that, we just put the one off the used motor. That's why it has the junkyard parts. So what we got to do now is We got the rear main seal and we did the oil pan already, but unfortunately we might have to take the oil pan off because his has a sensor in it. But we need to do a pilot bearing, and we need to get the transmission off of the engine over there, and then get some other parts and swap them over. So that's what we'll be doing today. Alright, so we got the transmission pulled off. This is the new motor going in. We had to press a pilot bearing into the hole. For people that don't know this, if you get an engine that's automatic and not a DSG, there's a pilot bearing that needs to be inside this for that little nubby boy to sit in. This is pretty much the same on any car that you're manual swapping. Most automatics don't require a pilot bearing, so they don't have one. So you'll have to use or get a pilot bearing if you're doing a manual swap on a car. And that was my kneecaps popping, for anybody wondering. Old man problems. But yeah, so now we can put the transmission on and get it started. We got the transmission on. Yippee. All the bolts around the top are done. Tech tip, if you work for Paul, you get access to using all his tools. And you get to dirty up his floor. And you get to play with his thermostat that has air conditioning in the shop. We got transmission on. Pretty much next steps are getting all the coolant line stuff. We got to go through that conglomeration of stuff. Get all coolant lines on. Hook anything up underneath that needs to be hooked up. And then we can finally put this in the car. Might get this done before it gets dark. Alright, well. The new engine is in the car. New. After finding out that this coolant pipe's different. The whole thermostat housing's different. AC compressor is different. I don't really care if the alternator's different. Whatever. Has the same voltage. Should be fine. Oil pan's different. Doesn't have the sensor in it, so we'll just plug that into that. Right there, that's good. Yep, proper. Done well. Yep. All right, well, all we got left is to button everything up and push it down the road. You good over there? All right, so we got the engine pretty much done, aside from the front of the car being on. We're gonna put some oil in it now. We got the new filter after we had to aggressively clean out the housing. It was full metal. Previous motor spun a bearing and the other motor killed a camshaft with a cam follower. So make sure you always check your cam followers. The interval on those is 30,000 miles? I think it's 30,000 miles, 20,000 miles, or 10,000 miles if you upgrade it. But this is our new shop DAP oil funnel. We're gonna test it out here. Oh yeah. Alright, so we're going to give her our first test start. It's making noises.
Yeah, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. Cranks, no gallop. Sounds good. Quieted down so fast. Hey, make sure the air conditioning's off. That's fine. But yeah, there we go. It fired up. It made a lot of valve train noise for a second there, but then it went away. But I mean, we still got some stuff out. The Moss airflow is not hooked up. Obviously, the entire intercooler is not in, so we just wanted to test fire it, make sure the engine doesn't have a knock in it. Sounded good. Had a little bit of ticking, but it still could be some noise. Trying to get oil up to where it needs to be, but seems to be pretty good. All right, so she's all back together. A little bit of cleaning up to do. We're gonna put some fresh coolant in her. Just topped off the oil. Oop. But yeah, now we're gonna start her up, let her run a little bit, and see if she quiets down, because it does have some top end noise that we need to fix. It's good. It's good to have background sounds. It makes the video less boring. It looks so tough.
That is really loud.
Really good, wow. Our lights are just dangling. Coolant and everything seems to be good. Well, it's not beeping, it's just flashing. Hey Fred, how you doing?
It like almost completely goes away.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of to fix it would be to get rid of the heat shield, or let it clear itself, but that's surprising though. No check engine light.
I didn't even fucking think about that.
Not bad. So weird.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, at least I got the timing right.
Sure did.
So
Are one of the headlights off?
No.
Oh, okay.
So one of the they're probably all out of whack. He probably didn't align them at all. One of the, aside from letting it self-clearance, which is not necessarily good, I wouldn't care about it self-clearancing. My only issue would be it's getting hot.
Yeah.
The metal's going to be heating up. So that could cook a rear main seal pretty
Damn,
easily.
that still hasn't even got the fucking temp.
Yeah, it's probably got so much air in it. But the only other thing I can think of is pulling the transmission out, separating it, cutting the plate, and pulling the plate out.
That wouldn't be too bad because we could probably just loosen the trans from the engine. Like just the sag in it, we could probably cut it out.
So this is by no means a how-to video, but if you made it this far, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. do a little more testing and figure out. I'll give you an idea of what this noise is that you're hearing in the video. So the noise is this plate we're hearing. That's what's making this rattling noise. When we pulled the flywheel off, we bent it a little up here. And I think when we bent that, I think that's the issue. I think it's touching the flywheel very slightly, and it's creating a harmonic ring more than like a actual tapping. And I think it's ringing inside the flywheel or inside the bell housing. Realistically, in order to fix it, we need to buy another one of these. Pull the transmission off, pull the flywheel off, put this on. But we're gonna see if it will go away. It's starting to get quieter already, so maybe it'll self-clearance it. Not the proper way to do it, but not the worst. We got a little bit left to do. Drake's got to go to his dad's house, go pick up the parts for the bumper, and get that buttoned up, and then just put a couple miles on it. Be fine with the rattling, I think. See if it goes away after, like, say 25 miles, 50 miles maybe. And really breaking the engine at least. Worst case scenario, it's the flywheel. I don't think it is. I think it's just that stupid plate. I think that plate got bent up. There's really no way to fix it aside from pulling the transmission off. But in order to do that, we're going to need the support from the shop. Mine, I don't know where mine's at. So, yeah. But it runs.
It's alive.
I'm going to take a moment to relish in the fact that these are 3 really shitty cars. That one, the engine blew up. That one's not really that shitty, but it was absolutely disgusting inside of it. Like, it was so gross. There was oil all over the seats. Wait till you see that in the video. And that fucking piece of shit.
This is the biggest piece of shit out of all of them.
That thing. If it needed another transmission, I think Paul would have crushed the car.
Yeah, he would have pulled the engine and fucking been like, get rid of this thing.
Bye. We're back in the shop. The car is no longer in the shop, thankfully. We got Drake's spare motor he's going to take home. We got to take the hoist back over to the shop. That's all the parts that Drake's keeping off the old motor, plus obviously that. And cleaned up everything. So now we're going to drive the car around. We're going to see if the noise will go around after, or go away after around like 20 miles. If not, I'll have to pull the transmission back off and have fun with that. So there is spacer kits where you can space the shims. Gee, thank you. Drake was talking about his favorite thing that he loves most in the world. But yeah, we're gonna go drive the car now. Fire that sucker up. Definitely getting quieter. We've only driven it 10 miles. We're gonna go drive it another 15-20 miles, see if it continues to get quieter. I really think it's just gonna kind of self-clearance itself and be fine. I don't even know if it's really touching, but it is making like a harmonic ringing. Because once you get it up to a faster speed, it completely goes away. So we're gonna drive around some more and try to get rid of this noise.
Velcro. I'm stuck with it. Oh shit, my bad.
It's good content. Good job. It's still making a little bit of noise, but it's getting better. I think you just need to drive it. That's man, look at that sexy motorcycle, man. It's like a children's bike.
Sniffles bug.
I do.